One, two, three.
Yeah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 1. So today we will gonna present about Serba Dinamik company scandal. Counting fraud is the intentional manipulation of financial statement to create a false appearance of corporate financial health. It involves an employee, accountant, or the organization itself misleading investors and shareholders. A company can falsify its financial statement by overstating its revenue, not recording expenses, and misstating assets and liabilities. Serba Dinamik, a Malaysian-based investment holding company, has been embroiled in a scandal involving accounting fraud. In May 2021, KPMG, who were the external auditors of Serba Dinamik, flagged audit issues in respect of sales, trade payables, and the material on-site balance involving 11 parties, which accounted for total sales transaction of 2.32 billion, a trade receivable of 652 million ringgit, and materials on-site balance of 569 million. The Securities Commission Malaysia commenced an investigation against Serba Dinamik after receiving a Section 320 of the Capital Markets and Service Act of 2007. CMSA notice from KPMG Bursa Malaysia subsequently suspend the trading of Serba Dinamik's share in October to October 2021. So in the context of accounting fraud, the following terms are the relevant. The first is tone at the top. In the case of Serba Dinamik, the CEO and other executives were charged with submitting false statement to Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad. And the second one is asymmetry information. In the case of Serba Dinamik, KPMG reflects several issues on Serba Dinamik's bill and transaction in the draft annual report for the year ended 31 December 2020. The third one is role and responsibility of Board of Directors. In the case of Serba Dinamik, the Board of Directors sued KPMG for alleged negligence and breach of contractual and statutory duties to Serba Dinamik. The fourth one is human biasness or personal interest. So, in this case of Serba Dinamik, the CEO and other executives were charged with submitting false statement to Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad. And the last one is fiduciary duty of the board of directors. In the case of Serba Dinamik, the CEO and the other executives were charged with submitting false statement to Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad. To sum up, the accounting fraud is a significant problem with potentially dire repercussions. Relevant concepts in the context of accounting fraud include the tone at the top, asymmetric information, the role and responsibility of the board directors, human bias or personal interest, and the board directors' fiduciary duty. So I pass this presentation to the next person.
Hi, my name is Nurfati Mehdi Samsudin. So for the explanation, I will talk about the fraud, how the fraud was perpetrated and concealed, also the whistleblower. Next is firstly, who the key individual accused, founder and group managing director Abdul Karim Abdullah, who as CEO held the highest level of leadership and oversight responsibility, along with the knowing existence and participations of key senior executives like Group Chief Financial Officer Azan Azrat Rizwan and multiple board members across audit, remunerations and strategy function who were involved in approval and concealment. Second is what inflated revenue and profit figures through fake sales and sham contracts. For example, transaction with over 30 non-existent overseas customer, manipulation of accounting system to record fake sales and costs, circular transaction where money is moved internally to give impression of external sales. Thirdly is when the fraudulent activities illegally took place over past several years. Issue publicly surfaced in May 2021 after KPMG flagged 4.54 billion questionable transaction. Uh, for the next is where majority of fictitious transaction overseas to make verification difficult. Fake counterparties located in Middle East, Latin America and other emerging markets. False documentation and paperwork created to facilitate deception. Lastly, how it was concealed is restricting access to financial records and system for auditors and independent directors, providing fabricated documentation, contracts and bank statement to auditor to substantiate fictitious revenue and transaction. Lack transparency from management in disclosing details of major projects, transaction and accounting policies, removing or pressuring audit committee members and auditor who raised concern appointing a new audit firm, making a misleading statement and denial when allegations surface. So for the whistleblower, based on public reports, there does not appear to be a clearly identified individual whistleblower in the Serba Dinamik case. However, some detail on those who raised question and concern is firstly, external auditor. Auditing firm KPMG were Serba Dinamik external auditors from the company's listing in 2013 until September 2020. They did not publicly raise issues. PricewaterhouseCoopers took over external auditor in October 2020. In May 2021, PricewaterhouseCoopers highlighted material discrepancies in audit document and revoked approval dating back to 2018 financial year. This escalated attention to potential fraud. Secondly, the employees. In February 2021, purported whistleblower emails from an anonymous Serba Dinamik employer began circulating alleging financial statement manipulation and calling for investigation. This sparked external scrutiny. Given no name employer source, uncertainty around authenticity of allegations and whether it was from one or multiple internal sources. Lastly is Security Commission Malaysia. The SC oversees Malaysian capital market and began demanding explanation and review in early 2021 after claims of fraud emerged regarding the publicly listed Serba Dinamik. Next, I will pass to next person.
Okay, my name is Izatul Adiha. I will explain the pressure, opportunities, and rationalization that can be captured in this case of Serba Dynamic. First is the pressure. I believe that the CEO, Karim Abdullah, and other executives at Serba Dynamic are under tremendous pressure to maintain their great financial performance and profits in order to satisfy investor and maintain the company's increasing stock valuation. This is because of the company's quick sales and market capitalization rise following its 2013 IPO. By 2018, this upward uh, trace trajectory has broken, leading to tensions. Abdullah and senior managers might have also put pressure on financially or with
expectation to continue offering high pay and performance-based benefits, particularly during a pandemic-related showdown. Fear of performing poorly or losing one's job could be a factor in justification. Next, for the opportunities, Serba Dinamik is a multifaceted international business with hundreds of contracts and numerous subsidiaries spread across several nations. Due to transactions that disperse funds around entities, these organizations probably created opportunities for accounting manipulation. Given the lack of security surrounding certain activities over the long term of SIMLI, complained auditors at KPMG until 2020. It's possible that more latitude was allowed for reporting distortion. Additionally, CEO Abdullah's power over key personnel diminished accountability. Lastly, for the rationalization, to have carried out a multi-year billion-dollar accounting scam implies that Abdullah and his associates most likely rationalize their activities as essential to overall success of business. They might have believed that investors only wanted to make money by any means, uh, and they had a right to instant success through the IPO. Additionally, evidence points to Abdullah creating a culture that promoted excessive partying and socializing that fostered groupthink, hustle to morality or authorities. As the leader, a software unicorn, the life of luxury and fame may have made the risk seems worthwhile. Next. Next, I will explain the consequences, effects, and penalty towards auditor and company. First, for auditor, in this case, the significant consequences towards the auditor is that KPMG resignation has negatively affected their reputation. On 24 June 2021, Serba Dinamik Holdings Berhad announced that KPMG has resigned as its external auditor with immediate effect after the audit firm served the written notice to the group on 23 June 2021. The resignation is due to the case involving financial statement or irregularities within Serba Dinamik. The auditing firm's reputation may suffer as a result of perceived lapse in their ability to ensure accurate financial reporting. Based on Berita Harian News, KPMG allegedly took a shortcut in doing their job by asking Serba Dinamik to appoint a forensic team at the same time, make a complaint to these authorities. This may indicate that KPMG is not accountable for the work performed. As a result, it will harm the auditor's reputation among those around him. For legal consequences could also arise with regulatory bodies possibility investigating the auditing firm's practice. Furthermore, the credibility of audit firm may be called into question, affecting its ability to secure future engagement. Clients may be hesitant to hire an auditing firm associated with controversies affecting the firm's revenue and marketing standing. Next, for the company, a case involving Serba Dinamik had several consequences that affected the company in various ways. First, the significant consequences was impact to the company reputation. People began to wonder if Serba Dynamic has handling its money properly. This made investors and customers question the company credibility. Okay. Another consequences was that company faced financial difficulties when there are concerns about company's financial management. It can affect the ability to obtain loans or investments. According to the President Bumiputra Remiza Association, Izrul Zainan Abidin said that the value of their investment will met completely due the amount of debt that Serba Dynamic incurs and need to be settled to the creditors is about 5 billion ringgit. I will pass to the next presenter.
So now I will present the consequent effect of penalty towards management. Okay, Serba Dynamic and four top executive was charged under Section 369 AB of the Capital Market and Service Act 2007, which is the short form is CMSA, on 28 December 2021. The company and four executives had been compounded fine each 3 million, which is the maximum amount of compound permissible under Security Commissioner. So the effect is, the first one is the Vice President of Account and Finance is Muhammad Hafiz Osman, which as President of Account and Finance of Serba Dynamik Company. And next, the Group Chief Financial Officer, which is Azan Azmi, and Company Executive Director Syed Nazim Syed Faisal, and the last one is Muhammad Abdul Karim Abdullah. So the four top executive had to had been compounded with according to the audit force in the company. So the Security Commissioner decided to add more compounded, which is to Muhammad Hafiz Osman, which himself of falsifying the accounting record of the company subsidiary under Section 368 1BI of the CMSA. So Muhammad Hafiz Osman was compounded totally 4 million regarding of Serba Dynamic case. Next, toward the shareholder, Serba Dynamic stock hit down to negative 30% for the consecutive day because of this fraud case had been spread among the community, and the worldwide has known what happened in Serba Dynamic company, which all people from Malaysia or other world had want to know what happened in this company and how it started begin. So automatically it also affect the shareholder price. And beside, Dato' Abdul Kadir Sahib, which as shareholder, try to convene an extraordinary general meeting, which is called EGM, to remove KPMG and appoint BDO as new external auditor. BDO is one of the United States audit firm, which is he feel that KPMG cannot give cooperate to company anymore, so he want to automatically remove the KPMG and hire BDO. And next, any relevant party that can be conclude with company fraud case, which is the Security Commissioner had to file the report to enable the police and other relevant authority to investigate more the matter, including the offence defamation under Section 499 of the Penal Code, which is they want to investigate more what really happened in the company, which is with help from the police and other parties. Next, I will conclude the presentation, which is Next slide. So for the conclusion, I would like to conclude that several dynamic fraud cases have become attention from every company in Malaysia and from other world regarding how the company manage their accounting, which is this matter has sparked public debate and raised concern among corporate and capital market participants, which expect regulatory bodies to play their role effectively. It is because when it comes to accounting, every company should be honest and had to audit their financial statement. So every company need to be more careful on how to manage the money and show their financial statement publicly to avoid any fraud or errors in the company. Furthermore, this case made everyone pay more attention to the way company operate and the impact it on how people trust and invest in them. It is because Serba Dinamik have many investors from Malaysia or other country to invest in their company. Automatically, it has become dark to other investors to invest in their company. So they must have or they need to gain trust from other investors to invest in their company after this case had become public debate in community. So for my opinion, auditors should be neutral because auditing is to ensure company financial statement are free from material misstatement, whether fraud or error. It is because when something regarding accounting happen in companies such as fraud or error, it will become hesitation among people, especially the investor and people who know the company well. And next, my opinion it is regarding about when going concern raise external auditor and company director should focus closing on gap, which is the company and the external auditor should cooperate when auditing is happen in the company. It also means company director should cooperate well with external auditor, which is to avoid any case like this happen in the future. External auditor need to have a good relationship with the company they audit, which is company need to tell everything about their financial and money in the company to the external auditor, so that it become free error or fraud from the financial statement. That's all. I will pass the presentation to the next presenter.
Nisa mic.
Kenapa tak cakap buka mute? So what we learn from completing assignment and wisdom, in the process of completing research and preparing for the Serba Dynamic Scandal assignment, we explored the final points of corporate fraud cases. As essential lesson learned from this assignment was the significance of accountability and openness in corporate governance. The Serba Dynamic scandals brought to light how financial and irregularities can result from governance failures, damaging stakeholders and investors' confidence. The assignment helped us to understand the complexity of internal controls, financial reporting, and regulatory compliance. It was made clear that having a strong internal check and balance system is essential to stopping and spotting fraud. To ensure the integrity of financial information, the Dynamic case demonstrates the value of extensive audits, impartial oversight, and moral leadership. Moreover, the task furnished significant perspective on the function of regulatory agencies and their influence on molding corporate conduct. In order to protect investor interests and preserve market integrity, strict regulatory oversight was clearly necessary. Corporate entities need to actively adopt a culture of ethical conduct and transparency in addition to adhering to regulations, as the Serba Dynamic scandal served as a clear reminder. So, wisdom to share. One important lesson that became clear from the investigation into the Serba Dynamic scandals is that trust is essential to any successful business. Our advice to anyone navigating the corporate world is to put ethical behavior and transparency first. In a time when information is available instantly, trust can be brittle. Maintaining strict guidelines for corporate governance help build a strong foundation for long-term success while also protecting a company's reputation. Recall that trust is the foundation of ethical and sustainable business practice. Once it is lost, it is difficult to rebuild. So that's all from us. Thank you.